morning, everybody. I'm Olga Villaverde.
And I'm Amber Milt. Welcome to The Balancing Act.
Today, we continue our series on taking back the bedroom, helping women with a very real but manageable issue.
We'll also learn about another medical issue, multiple myeloma, and meet a very special couple who are meeting the disease head on.
And switching gears a bit, we are in the kitchen this morning with Chef Ralph Pagano. Love him, and he's making my favorite, you know what it is?
Tres leches.
Not bad, but as we say it in Cuba, tres leches.
Oh, so much better, but it tastes delicious either way, right? So let's get cooking.
The Balancing Act starts right now.
I was in a job interview once. I mean, God, oh no. It was so ugly. Oh, sorry. Just like now, sorry.
You're good, girl.
Woo!
The first time I had one, I yelled at my husband. I said, what do you have the temperature on the house? 85 degrees? I'm sweating here. He goes, Marcia, it's 70 degrees in the house. And pretty soon they're gonna have to wear sweaters to the dinner table because I'm going like this and everybody's shivering. I all the time. I get it all the time now.
It starts like inside and you feel like you are an oven. And then you feel it just trickling up, your face gets bright red, and then you just start sweating. And my boyfriend will be with a beanie hat on, a scarf, you know, he's like in a sweatshirt, and I got the fan high speed, I got it down to 68 degrees, and I'm like, oh, this feels so nice in here. He's like freezing. Yeah.
Oh my word, menopause, hot flashes, vaginal hygiene, all important issues we need to discuss. So it's time now to separate fact from fiction in part 3 of our 5-part series, Take Back the Bedroom, as we ask the doctor. Rejoining us on the show is sexual medicine and board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist and our resident sexuality expert, Dr. Michael Krychman. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back. It's wonderful to be here.
And it's wonderful to talk about something that these ladies are really suffering with. The oven, the heat. I heard it when my mom went through menopause. I confess here, I have not experienced this yet, but it's gonna happen.
Well, you better get ready. I think it's important, and one word that we haven't heard is the fire within.
The fire
The
within.
burning, the sweating, the embarrassment. But another thing that's really important that women don't talk about is the other symptoms, the unspoken menopause, the dryness, the problems with painful intercourse. I think that's really a taboo. Women aren't talking about it. It's kind of a conspiracy of silence.
Because they're embarrassed. They don't want to maybe share with their husbands, listen, it hurts down there, I feel dry. They're even embarrassed to speak with their doctors. And that's why we want to actually educate women today about the fact that, like, for example, I'm going to ask you this. Women out there, women like me, I cleanse my hair, my nails, my body. And the reality is, correct me if I'm wrong, doctor, I need to cleanse also my intimate area, my vagina.
Right, but just for clarification, you said it gets dry down there, and women aren't saying the word. It's the vagina, right? And we need to educate women that they need to start talking about it. And it's really important. You take care of your face with special cleansers. And it's the same thing. I mean, the tissues in the vagina change. They get dry, they get chafed, they get red, they get irritated from the changes in hormones that you see in menopause. The decline in estrogen, it affects the whole body, but particularly the vagina. So it's important to choose the right product for the right area.
What cleanser should we look out for? And I'm assuming the ingredients are huge.
Well, you're right. And I think it's really important for women as they go to the store to pick up that bottle and start reading. And
not be embarrassed.
Right, and spend some time there. You know, they go quickly, they're embarrassed, but it's really time to break that silence. Look for products that have special ingredients, like hyaluronic acid, which hydrates, it's moisturizing, or things like elastin, which helps elasticity. Also avoid certain chemicals that are harsh, that may upset the natural barrier, the natural oils that are protective. Things like lubricant are really great. Here, you know, we're fast friends since we've been here talking about sex all the time. How about trying just a little bit?
Let me see. So I would apply this on the outside of the vagina?
Yes, definitely. And it's a cleansing lotion. So you can use it every single day.
Okay.
And, you know, I have women in my office that use it for their whole body because during menopause, you can have hot flashes, you can have vaginal dryness, but your whole body may also feel irritated. So a lot of women love this as a daily cleanser.
And this helps moisturize the area that is obviously affected because of menopause.
Definitely. I mean, we see it, it's very common, and unfortunately, it's a fact of life. As women age and they go through the transition, even you,
I know.
You're gonna experience this. So it's sometimes helpful to be aware of products that are really safe, effective, and really going to be helpful for women as they transition through a very important part of their life. They're gonna spend 40% of their life in the menopause. That's a long time.
Very long time. Now, my friends sometimes tell me when you go through menopause, Olga, you know, you got to be commando in bed. It helps. Others say no cotton underwear, no polyester underwear.
I think commando is great for a variety of reasons. Some women, they feel that even the slightest touch of fabric can be irritating to an already sensitive, delicate area. And there's also a great study that shows that men and women that sleep commando have more sex. So it's really important to think about that in the overall scheme because you want to keep the magic alive as you get older into your golden years as well.
Absolutely. Always love having you. Where do we find out more about Lubrigen?
You can find more information at lubrigenusa.com.
Thank you so much. And you're coming back again, right?
Yes, definitely.
I'm learning so much. I'm getting ready for this. And if you'd like more information on Lubrigen or this segment, go to our website. That's thebalancingact.com.
A few years ago, Tom Brokaw revealed he was suffering from multiple myeloma, which helped shine a spotlight on this often fatal cancer. Olga has a story of another man with a famous name who continues to beat the odds.
These hills are hard. Fighting cancer's harder.
He's a cancer survivor, a man who, with the help of his loving wife and medical professionals, is living a life beyond what some doctors and statistics predicted. His name, James Bond. Yes, like the iconic Hollywood character. And the type of cancer, multiple myeloma. Today, we're meeting the people who've helped him beat the odds. His wife, Kathleen Bond, and Fatima Scipione, the Senior Director for Patient Advocacy at Takeda Oncology based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Kathleen, I want to start with you. I know your husband couldn't make it. How is he?
He is doing great.
He is?
He's actually home training on his bike because he's about to participate in a 4-day, 328-mile bike ride, 4 days across Ohio.
328 miles.
He needs to put some time on the bike, so that's what he's doing. He's a firm believer in exercise, and I really think that has helped him get through all his years of treatment.
And when was he diagnosed?
He was diagnosed in 1992, and the prognosis was 2 to 3 years if everything went well.
And at that moment, what did you think?
Well, at that moment, we couldn't imagine we were hearing what we were hearing, but we made up our minds right then and there that we were going to take this on and do the best we could. And I know people talk about a bucket list. We thought, no, we're going to live our lives through, beyond, and despite it all.
Fatima, let me bring you in quickly. Multiple myeloma, tell me what that is.
Certainly. So multiple myeloma is a rare cancer. It accounts for about 1% of all cancers. It is a blood cancer that affects the white blood cells. And it presents, the symptoms that it presents is bone pain, a lot of bone pain, anemia, which is presents as fatigue, and certainly is a challenge to diagnose based on some of the symptoms.
And Kathleen, I know your husband's been through a lot. I think he's been through 4 bone marrow transplants?
Yes, he's been through a lot of treatments. He's had 2 bone marrow transplants using his own cells, one using his sister Becky, and another one using a young German woman that just occurred 4 years ago, thanks to Be the Match for finding the match.
But you two did not give up. You're an inspiration, and I know for you it was important to become his caregiver.
Well, I realized when he was diagnosed with this incurable blood cancer that I was going to do everything I could to learn about it so that I could be helping to ask the right questions and making sure that Jim presented himself as the best, healthiest patient the doctor could have. So we really took this on as a project, not to say that it was easy, A caregiver needs support. We had support of family and friends. And you need to allow yourself those days when it's just a bad day and let yourself have at it and go ahead and cry. But Jim and I tried to not have a bad day on the same day. And that helps.
That's important.
That helps. We would argue about who got to have the bad day.
And there's no doubt, Fatima, that she has played such a huge role in her husband's remission and getting better. And for the love of God,
Absolutely.
even doing a huge bike race. But so has Takeda Oncology. You guys go above and beyond the call of duty here, too.
Well, thank you. And we certainly have been committed to the multiple myeloma community for 20 plus years and have been in clinical research in multiple myeloma for all of that time. We met Kathleen and Jim through a clinical trial. Oh. Jim was part of one of the early trials. And you mentioned his name, James Bond, being an iconic character. And this is the truth. Jim was the 7th patient in that trial, so he was patient
James Bond
007.
It's true.
It is very, very true. But we are very much committed to clinical research in multiple myeloma. We recently brought another product forward with an FDA approval late last year for patients with multiple myeloma.
And sometimes pharmaceutical companies just don't get enough credit for the patient advocacy that they do.
Well, thank you. Certainly at Takeda Oncology, the patients are at the center of everything that we do. We're reminded of this on a daily basis when we walk into our lobby in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We have a cranes display, and we also have our inspiration, our vision, if you will, and there's a big sign that says we aspire to cure cancer. In order for us to be better, in order for us to bring better treatments forward, then we need to have our patients be our partners. We have many programs. We have a patient leadership council that infuses the patient into our business practices from early on in clinical research to ensure that as we look at clinical trial design, we're talking to the patients who ultimately will hopefully be the recipients of this medicine. What's important to them? What matters in their lives as they look at a diagnosis like multiple myeloma? And that carries through all of our business activities. Frankly, there's not a day that doesn't go by that the patient advocacy group does not speak to the patients that we serve. We're very connected, and frankly, it inspires us to come to work every day and to work harder.
And Kathleen, how long has your husband been in remission?
Well, he's been in remission for 6 years now.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's been 24 years he's been struggling through this, and he just keeps up and putting one foot in front of the other and pedaling his way. And
speaking of pedaling, I hear there is this huge race. I want details that you are organizing and proceeds going to find a cure?
Yes, well, it's going to the American Cancer Society, their patient service program, many programs. And I founded this really because it gave me an avenue to help other people that were fighting cancer and to help their caregivers as well, because we're all in this together and we all need support. So I figured I need to do something about it, and I wanted to get mad and get even, and this bike ride helps me do that.
So many things that you are doing that are so positive that for maybe someone out there, they look at you and you say, how have you done it?
Well, you have to take care of yourself first. And I decided early on that was going to be key for me. But we also established our 8 p.m. rule.
8 p.m. rule.
8 p.m. rule. Cancer takes enough out of your life, we decided not to give it the entire evening. So at 8 o'clock at night, it's done in our house. No matter what's going on, we don't talk about it. It doesn't exist. We'll get after it the next morning.
Fatima, for our viewers out there who'd like more information, where can they go?
Yes, we have a website for more information, takedaoncology.com.
takedaoncology.com. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. You can also go to our website, and that's thebalancingact.com. All right, Amber, do you like to cook?
I like to eat.
I love to cook. So does Chef Ralph, and he's in the kitchen this morning with something that's really popular here in South Florida. Have you heard of it? Tres Leches?
Oh, I've eaten it. It's delicious. Let's get in there and see what he's cooking up.
You're gonna love it.
Welcome to my kitchen. This is Quick Bites with me, Chef Ralph Pagano. Now, it's no secret that our country has become muy mas internacional, and that's reflected in our foods, from appetizers to main entrees and to desserts and beyond. We're talking global cuisines gone mainstream. Ahora, you're in for a tasty treat. Luckily for you, bold flavor tops my menu. Can you say Tres Leches? Say it with me, Tres Leches. That simply means soaked in 3 kinds of milk, and man, it's so good. Right here in front of me, I got the 3 kinds of milk I'm gonna use. I got great Carnation sweetened condensed milk. It's rich and creamy and tastes so good. I'm gonna add to that Carnation evaporated milk. And then third, and in equal parts, good old-fashioned heavy cream. Now here's how easy this is. You mix it together with a little whisk. You've got this great kind of angel food cake. Now this cake is made with very limited eggs. So what happens is when we pour the tres leches over the top, the cake gets moist, but it doesn't get spongy. It just absorbs it just the right amount. Right now, I'm gonna spill some of this tres leches apéré right on top of my cake and just let it run around the sides. And then I'm gonna top it. Easy. I got raspberries, they're very tropical. I've got kiwi, they taste so good. They look pretty too. Watch out, you got a jumper. There you go. And then over here, some fresh mango, because nothing Latin is complete without a little mango on it. I gotta tell you, I love this dessert. It's so easy. You can set it up with the fruit in the refrigerator beforehand, and just when you're ready to serve it, pour the tres leches on top. Oh yeah, you're gonna love it. For more tasty flavors from around the globe, visit verybestbaking.com or visit our website, thebalancingact.com. Remember, this has been a quick bite. But chew slowly.
Now that looks really good. You know what? I know you don't like to cook, but I bet you can make that one day.
You know, I think he made it look doable. And speaking of trying out other new things, did you ever have a college roommate?
No, but my brother did.
Oh, well, it can be a precarious situation or it can be an absolute blast.
I would say it was a precarious situation for him. So we are talking roommate etiquette 101 in today's Did You Know from our pros courtesy of West Texas A&M University. Take a look.
Did you know? From our pros.
For many of us, it was traumatic enough sharing our bedroom with siblings. And now you're telling me that as a young adult, I've got to share a room with a total stranger? What? Time for Roommate Etiquette 101.
Roommate sites are becoming very popular. We use that here at West Texas A&M University, where the student, they go on, they fill out a profile, they look at each other's profiles, and then they contact the student with somebody they think they may be compatible with.
So you want to have some say in choosing your roommate. Done.
Well, it doesn't have to be traumatic at all. If roommates will just set some basic rules from day one, then they can make it work. Rules such as food and then what time their guests have to leave. Rules such as what time they study, what time they go to bed, the cleanliness of the room, then it can work out.
And what if you and your bestie decide to share a space?
Being roommates with your best friend can be a lot of fun. You guys already know each other, you spend a lot of time together, but it can also be frustrating at times. So I think it's important when you're living with your best friend, remember to take time to hang out with other people, give them their space. You don't have to do everything together.
Always keep this goal in mind, peaceful coexistence. It pays to play nice.
Look for more Did You Know from our pros. Brought to you by West Texas A&M University.
And that's our show for today, but head to our Facebook page and our website and follow us on Twitter. We've got so much there.
Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.